Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a special one because today I will be putting on makeup that you guys chose. So basically what happened was I posted some polls on my Instagram story, as you can see right here, and I let you guys choose the products that I will be using today. And that's that's basically it. So if you want to see how I created this look with the products that you guys chose, then keep on watching. Let's start with primer first. I gave you three choices. The first one was the Kevin Aucoin Glass Glow Face, then the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and the Revolution Pro and Hydrate Primer, if I'm not mistaken. And the one that won is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I've been really enjoying this so much, as you can probably tell. So this foundation, I don't know if you can tell by my skin sticking to my fingers. This is obviously a very tacky primer, which is not necessarily bad. It's actually quite good to really grip your foundation to your skin. I also feel like it creates a very good barrier between your skin and the makeup that you put on top of it. It is very advisable to use a less product with this because the more you use, the more it will ball up on your skin, and the foundation that you put over the top will not look as great. So less is more with this primer. So next up was foundation, and for foundation I gave you the choice between the Revolution Pro Foundation Drops, the Cosmetics CC Cream in Illumination, and the Nabla Close-Up Foundation. And the one that won is the Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination. So as you can see, I've actually gone through this product quite a bit and I do love it. It's a little bit too dark for me at the moment. This is more like a summer shade when I'm slightly tan. My favorite way to apply this foundation is with a sponge because I feel like it creates the most natural appearance. The texture of this foundation is unlike anything I have ever felt before. It's so extremely waxy almost. It's a very waxy kind of consistency, but it has nice coverage, and I also really love the finish of this foundation. However, the only thing that I really don't like about this foundation, this is the illuminating version, and they have like their matte version and their normal version. But I don't like this illumination version because it has tiny specks of shimmer in it that make you kind of look like a disco ball. And I'm not the biggest fan of looking like a disco ball. So the foundation is on, so next up is obviously concealer. And for concealer, I was like, you know, I'm gonna throw in my favorite concealer. I'm gonna throw in the Catrice Liquid Camouflage, the Essence Camouflage Plus Healthy Glow Concealer, Jouer High Essential Coverage, Essential High Coverage Concealer, something along those lines. Surprisingly, the Jouer concealer got almost no votes. It was ridiculous. And most people actually voted for the Catrice or the Essence one. But in the end, the Essence Camouflage Healthy Glow Concealer won. The Essence Healthy Glow Concealer, I actually quite enjoy it a lot. I find that it is very reminiscent of the Catrice concealer, which is funny to me. But it is slightly more matte in my opinion. The Catrice one is a little bit more emollient and natural on the skin. This one does have more coverage, and it has that typical Essence smell that I remember from my young years. So that is the concealer applied. We are concealed and ready for powder. So for powder, I wanted to give you basically three options in each price category. So I had the Catrice All Matte Plus powder, then I had the Nabla Close-Up Smoothing Press Powder, and in the end also the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And by a long shot, the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder won. By a long shot, I mean a long shot. Even though it's so expensive, I would repurchase it because I have not found a powder like it. It looks so natural on the skin, almost, you know, it sets your skin, but it's still natural and it still has a little bit of a sheen, I want to say. It's not really a sheen, it's just a special something. It's also so incredibly finely milled and it just leaves no trace on my skin. And I have dry skin, so I really hate powders, but this one just works. So that was the powder. I personally feel like I look a little bit one-dimensional. So I want to go for bronzer this time. And again, 3 options. We had the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, the Fenty Beauty Inda Sun Bronzer, and the Nude Sticks Cream Bronzer in Bondi Bay. The Fenty Beauty Inda Sun Bronzer won, and I'm really happy it did. I have been more into cream products as of late, but I do find that this is absolutely stunning on my skin. It's probably one of the matte bronzers that I really like. This bronzer is so silky and blends so well. It's just, it can't be faulted. Except for the shade range. I would like to see a little bit, you know, a few more deeper shades. That would be nice. So blush is probably one of my all-time favorite things on this planet, basically. We had the Hourglass Strobe Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Brilliant Nude, the Nabla Blush Stick in the shade Maybe Baby, and the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette. But in the end, here's who won. Natasha Denona. So this is the palette that we will be applying today. So for today, the shade that I want to use is this shade right here, which is basically the peachy kind of shade. This palette is quite pigmented and obviously the shades are not necessarily suited for my skin tone, but I do find that it is able to work. I just have to be a little bit more careful. But I do find that the overall formula of this palette with the powders and the creams is absolutely stunning. We're just gonna apply that to the apples of the cheeks. I also like to apply a little bit of blush on the tip of my nose. I feel that makes me look a little bit more healthy. So before we go to the highlighter, the lips and all of that stuff, I do want to do my eyes first. I don't know why, I just want to do my eyes first. For the eyeshadow, you had the choice between the Colourpop It's My Pleasure palette, the ABH Mon Renaissance palette, and the Nabla Secret palette. Again, it was a very exciting race, but in the end, the Nabla Secret palette made the finish. He won. So I have already reviewed this palette on my blog, so I'm not gonna go too in depth with this palette, but basically it's a very good everyday palette. It's a very good, I want to do something a little bit more special palette. I really enjoy the formula of both the mattes and the shimmers and the other textures. And yeah, I will be doing a very quick look and then I'll be right back. So those are the eyeshadows done. I also put up a poll of liquid eyeshadows, and that is kind of like what I want to finish from the eyes. So for liquid eyeshadows, I have the shades from Stila. First of all, the shade Kitten Karma. The second was Gold Goddess, and the third was a liquid eyeshadow by Berry M in the shade Supernova. But the one that eventually won is the Stila Kitten Karma Glitter and Glow. So I'm just going to apply that on the half cut crease, you could say. I actually normally don't enjoy brown eyeshadows, but I really enjoy this look. So I didn't put up a poll for mascara because I only have one mascara. I know, so sad. And in the inner corner, I wanted to try this new Catrice liquid metal gel eye pencil. So that's what's in my inner corner right now. I found that somewhere in the back of my makeup drawer and I was like, ooh, that looks pretty. Anyway, on to highlighter. The first one was the Milani Strobe Glow, the second one was the Colourpop Lunch Money, and the third one was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. And the one that won in the end is the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter, and I'm so glad because I have not touched this in quite a long time. So I'm really happy to try it again, and this is just one of the most beautiful highlighters. Let me demonstrate. And yeah, this is just, in my opinion, one of the best highlighters ever made, and I'm really glad I put it in the poll and that you guys chose it. Then the second to last step was lip products. I gave you the Fenty Gloss Bomb, the ABH Kiss Lipstick, and the Lime Crime Velveteen in L, and you guys chose the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I do want to add a little bit of a lip liner, and I didn't add a poll for a lip liner because I only have like 4 lip liners. This smells so good. This is honestly the best smelling lip gloss I have ever tried. So the last step in the polls, and you guys chose my makeup, was the setting spray, and I only have 2 setting sprays because I am picky. I gave you the choice between my favorite setting spray, the Catrice one, and a new setting spray in my collection, which is also part of my skincare routine, which is the Saturday Skin Daily Dew. But in the end, the Saturday Skin Daily Dew Hydrating Essence Mist 1. There's not really a lot that I can tell you about this. It has a very fine mist. It's a nice mist, and I really enjoy how it makes my makeup look at the end. It's definitely a lot less powdery, but other than that, I can't really say anything too much about it yet because this is new in my collection. Ooh. So that, guys, concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. What do you think of the final end result? And if you want to recreate it, go ahead. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.